Welcome back to my backyard snack yard. We're out here in my little courtyard, which has been washed by the rain all night and all morning. It's looking very fresh and a bit summery, but today I want to talk about a plant that really brightens up our homes during the winter, and that is the poinsettia. Here it is, my lovely poinsettia. It's been sitting here in a quite shaded spot. They do love sunshine. They're very tropical plants, but I just find that it worked really well to have it here all summer. It also helped it from drying out, especially when we were away, because poinsettias do not like drying out. This is actually a cutting from a plant that my parents brought us as a housewarming present when we moved here in 2018. The actual mother plant had to be given away because we had to sort of cut back on our plants a little bit. We had, well, all the plants we had were growing so much, and so we sort of ran out of space. So this one's here, and it's a really nice size, quite manageable. The original plant, when I first had it, I started trying to turn it red in, I think it was October or maybe even November. And so by December, the little red bracts, which are the ones we always think are flowers, but actually are bracts. The flowers themselves are the little yellow stars in the center of the red bracts. So really cute. But when I first started trying to turn it red, it had very, very small red bracts by Christmas. And so I've been pushing back the date further and further, trying to get it to be as red as soon as possible. And so last year it was really, really red easily by November. But I find that if we start now, in the end of August, we'll have it looking really good and Christmassy by December, which is really when you want to start feeling Christmassy. So this should be perfect. It's quite a straightforward thing to do. So what I first want to do is to get it really fed and healthy, so it's as much nutrition as possible, as much energy and strength to really grow those wonderful red bracts. So I'm going to repot it. If you look down here, I've actually mulched it recently with cuttings and things, like grass cuttings and bits from the garden, because I really wanted to make sure it did not dry out. So here it is, out of all the bushes. You can see it more clearly. It's quite woody, and it almost looks a bit like a little tree, which is what they really are. My parents actually saw these gigantic poinsettia trees in the Gambia when they visited there. So obviously a very tropical sun lover, and also can be huge if you have the weather for it, and if you have the space in your house for it as well. So let me get this little guy out. And I'm going to give him lots and lots of good food. So I'm going to give him a bit of Epsom salts. I like using that. And it really is good for magnesium. And then a well balanced feed here as well. Blood, fish, and bone. Nice and well balanced. I'll mix all this into the compost. For good measure, I'm going to put some of this mycorrhizal fungi on the roots. That really, really helps develop the roots. It'll be fun to see how the plant is actually looking inside the pot though. Hopefully the roots aren't too pot bound, because I don't want to repot it. I just want to replenish the soil, just get it all out and put it back into the same pot. There's quite a bit of space there from the lip of the pot, so I was thinking it should be okay. There he is. He's been repotted with lovely new compost and lots of Epsom salts and blood, fish and bone, and of course the mycorrhizal fungi as well. It's all going to really help him grow really well, hopefully. And one of the extra bonuses of just replacing all that soil was that there was some huge slugs buried deep inside it. They sort of like to hide down there in the nice compost and then come out at night and munch away. So I was able to remove those. So brilliant. I've also added some extra mulch there in pine cones. I love pine cones. They're my favorite kind of mulch. They're obviously free and just really perfect and natural, and yeah, just the perfect size and shape. And of course they're a bit decorative too, and almost look a bit Christmassy too, so perfect for a poinsettia. So now I need to go on to the actual triggering part, the whole thing we're here for. I've got these sticks here. I always collect them when I prune my humongous butterfly bush there, or tree I should say, but it's called a butterfly bush. Then I keep these sticks because they're so nice straight ones. And what I have discovered after doing this for a few years is that Originally, I just started covering my poinsettia for 14 hours. That's what they need. Essentially, they need to have darkness for 14 hours every night and then bright sunshine during the day for 2 months. And that triggers them to turn red. So I used to cover them with blankets just straight on top of the plant. But you can imagine the blankets were quite heavy, and they would snag sometimes and actually break some of the branches occasionally. I think that's how we actually got this guy here. I think he was a broken branch, and then I used him as a cutting and grew him. So it's not always a bad thing. But to prevent that, I started adding these sort of sticks as support. And you just sort of poke them in here, 4 corners. You can also use however many, I mean, you can use 5 too, or however many you want. Just get them in there. I need to shorten mine. Mine is super long here. And then it sort of creates a framework for the blankets to lay on top without snagging or flattening the plant. Because occasionally it would also flatten the plant, and then the plant would take a few weeks to sort of straighten out after a while, because we could consistently flatten night after night. And it wouldn't damage the plant any, but you know, this is a really good, better idea, I think. So here are the 4 sticks. I'm just going to shorten them because we don't need them to be that long. All we need them really is to be longer than the than the top branches here of the bush. So I'm just going to snip them off here. Maybe I should be a little bit taller. There we go. And then the final one. See, now it's a lot shorter. Let's just remove that one that sprang in there. See, that is a lot more manageable. And actually this one's a bit long. So let's cut it a bit more. There we go. So now we'll take it inside. So here it is in a nice bright window. And every evening at 6 o'clock, I'm going to come in here and cover it up. I'll just show you how it's going to look when I cover it with a nice sheet. So here it is, completely covered for the night. You want to use a breathable material, but one that completely blocks out all the light. And as you can see over here, I think some light will be coming in. So what I tend to do is add 2 blankets. So I'll put another blanket cover over on the other side and just really block out everything, and then keep it that way for 14 hours. So from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. the following morning, and then you just uncover it and let it enjoy sunlight, because it needs that as well. It needs that balance. And within 2 months it'll be fully triggered and start to be a bit red. I'll do an update then so you can see how it's turned out. It's always such a fun thing to see the before and after. But in the meantime, if you're interested in seeing how it works or whether or not it does work, then I have a whole playlist called Poinsettia, and it's full of tips and advice, and also it takes you through month by month. I did that 1 year where I filmed one every month, just so you can see the progress, the slow, gradual progress of how it goes from bright red through to green and then back to bright red again. It's so much fun. I really love these plants. They're like really interactive in a way, or reactive, I should say. So yeah, let me know how you guys are doing. If you have poinsettias you're going to start on this year, if you've done it before. And I will see you next time. And by the next time I'm back with this again, it's going to be so much closer to Christmas. So really funny to think about that. But yeah, see you soon. Take care. Bye.